Hello friends, welcome to Priyagram English. This is Priya. We are learning modal auxiliaries. Part 3. We have learned modal auxiliaries part 1 and 2, in which we have learned can, could, may, might, will, shall, should, would. In today's video we are learning modal auxiliaries part 3, must, ought to, used to, need and dare. This is our last part of modal auxiliary. We will finish modal auxiliaries in today's video. If you have not watched previous videos of modal auxiliary, you should watch that video so that you can understand today's topic better. We are learning modal auxiliaries must, ought to, used to, need, dare with example sentences so that you can understand the topic better. So let's start with today's topic, modal auxiliary part 3. Let's learn modal auxiliary part 3. In part 3, we are learning must, ought to, used to, need and dare. Means how these modal auxiliaries are used in sentences. Let's learn one by one. First modal auxiliary is must. Must is used to express necessity, compulsion, obligation. Means if you have to show necessity or compulsion or obligation or duty, then you have to use modal auxiliary must. Now let's learn through sentences. You must finish your work today. From this example, you can understand that this is a compulsion. Means compulsion is shown that you must finish your work today. Means it is compulsory to finish the work. So must modal auxiliary is used. Now see next sentence. You must wear a helmet when you ride a bike. Now in this sentence you can understand that how it is compulsory to wear a helmet when you ride a bike. So it is our duty or it is an obligation to wear a helmet. So must modal auxiliary is used. Now see the next sentence. You must eat fruits and vegetables regularly. Now in this sentence it is said that means it is necessary to eat fruits and vegetables regularly to keep our body healthy. So it means it is an obligation or necessity. So must modal auxiliary is used here. Now see the fourth sentence. We must brush our teeth twice a day. It is our necessity. Means it is necessary to brush our teeth twice a day. So modal auxiliary must is used. Now next, you must study if you want good marks. Means if you want to score good marks, you have to study. Means you must study. If you study hard, then you get good marks. So it is necessary. So from this example, necessity is shown. Now next example, you must do as you are told. Means it is compulsion. Compulsion is shown. Means you must do as you are told. So means it is compulsion that you are told you have to do, you must do that thing which you have been told. Now must and have to. Let's see what is the difference between must and have to. Must is used when obligation is imposed by the speaker, and have to is used when it expresses external obligations. Means when an obligation is imposed by somebody, then must is used as modal auxiliary. For example, boss said, you must complete this work by today evening. Means from this example, it is understood that somebody has to complete work by today evening. Means it is obligation given by the speaker. So must modal auxiliary is used. Now according to employee, I have to complete this work by today evening. Means here he has to complete this work, means here we can say that it is an external obligation. So here have to modal auxiliary is used. Now let's see some sentences with mustn't or must not. Mustn't is the short form of must not. Must not or mustn't is used for prohibition, means if somebody is prohibited or something is prohibited or something is not allowed, then mustn't is used. Sentences: you must not or mustn't use your phone while driving. So it shows prohibition, means phone is not allowed while driving, means accidents can occur. So mustn't modal auxiliary is used to show prohibition. Next, we mustn't speak loudly in a library. It also shows prohibition, means in library we have to keep silence or we should not speak loudly. So mustn't modal auxiliary is used. Now let's see sentences ought with ought to. Ought to is used to show duty or obligation. We ought to help needy people. From this example, ought to, the meaning of ought to is similar to should, means we ought to help needy people, means we should help needy people. So it is our duty or it is our obligation, means if it is possible to help needy people, then we ought to do it. So ought to is used as modal auxiliary. Now next, you ought to speak the truth. Here it is our duty or advice is given, means we have to speak truth. So we means you ought to speak the truth. So it is our duty. So ought to modal auxiliary is used. And here speak is the main verb. Here help is the main verb. Now let's see the next sentence. Children ought to obey their parents. It shows that it is our duty, means it is our duty to obey our parents. So children ought to obey their parents. Ought to is used as modal auxiliary to show duty. Now ought to have plus pp. pp means past participle. Now see next example. You ought to have gone to Mumbai yesterday. Here it expresses a thing which had to be done in the past, means the thing which had to be done in the past, then you have to use ought to have and the past participle of the main verb, that means go, went and gone. Gone is the past participle. Next example, you ought to have given permission to him. Here also means it expresses the thing which had to be done in the past. So ought to is used and here have and then past participle of give, that is given. Now the sentences with oughtn't or ought not, means oughtn't is the short form of ought not. He oughtn't to eat between two meals. We can say that it is an advice or suggestion. He oughtn't to eat between two meals. Next, he ought to stop smoking at once. It is an obligation, means nobody can do smoking, means smoking is bad for health. So he ought to stop smoking at once, means it is an obligation. It is an obligation of him. Next example, people oughtn't to avoid voting. Now here it shows obligation or duty, means people should do voting or people oughtn't to avoid voting, means it is our duty to do voting. So to show obligation or duty, it is oughtn't modal auxiliary is used. Now see the sentences using used to modal auxiliary. Used to modal auxiliary is used to show past habits. Means as we used would, the same use of used to means used to is similar to would. It also shows past habits. Now see the example. He used to play football in his childhood. From this example, it is shown that it is a past habit. Means in the past, he used to play football. So used to modal auxiliary is used. Now, grandmother used to tell us stories. It is also past habits. Means in the past, grandmother used to tell us stories. So used to is used to show past habits. Now let's see next modal auxiliary, that is need. Need modal auxiliary is used to denote necessity, obligation. Means to show necessity or how it is necessary, or means obligation. Modal auxiliary need is used. It is used in negative and interrogative sentences. When need is used as modal auxiliary, it does not take s, es or ed form and infinitive. Let's learn with some example sentences, then you can understand better. Means modal auxiliary means modal need plus ordinary verb if the sentence is positive. Then modal plus not means need plus not plus ordinary verb if the sentence is negative. Now let's learn through example sentences. See the first example. He need come here. This is a positive sentence. Need is used as modal auxiliary here, and after modal auxiliary main verb comes. Means come is the main verb or ordinary verb. You cannot use infinitive after modal auxiliary. He need not come here. This is a negative sentence. So need acts as modal auxiliary and come is the ordinary verb or main verb in this sentence. Need he come here? This is an interrogative sentence. So again need is used as modal auxiliary and come is an ordinary verb. Now next, you need drive fast. This is also positive sentence. Need acts as modal auxiliary as drive is the main verb. You need not drive fast. This is a negative sentence. So again need is the modal auxiliary, drive is the main or ordinary verb. Need he drive fast? This is an interrogative sentence. So need acts as modal auxiliary. Now let's see, means need is also used as ordinary verb. Then how can the sentences be? Let's see. Means when need is used as ordinary verb, it takes s, es, ed forms to satisfy the subject and infinitive after verb. Means when need is used as an ordinary verb, means ordinary verb need plus infinitive in positive sentence, and in negative sentence do, does and did means forms of do plus not as it is negative sentence plus need main verb plus infinitive means here need acts as main verb. Let's see sentences regarding it. So first, he needs to ask him. This is a positive sentence. Here needs acts as main verb. So you have to add s according to subject third person and then you have to write infinitive, that means to ask. Here negative sentence, he does not need to ask him. This is a negative sentence. Here also need acts as main verb and to ask is the infinitive. Then interrogative sentence, does he need to ask him? Here need is the main verb. Means to ask infinitive is used here. Now let's learn next modal auxiliary, that is dare. Dare means courage or challenge. See, dare is used in negative and interrogative sentences. Dare is also used in both means negative and interrogative sentence. It is used as same as need. When dare is used as modal auxiliary, it does not take s, es, ed forms. For example, he dare not talk to him. This is a negative sentence, and here dare is used as modal auxiliary and talk is the main verb. So you cannot add s or es according to subject because it acts as modal auxiliary here. Dare he not dare he not talk to him? This is an interrogative sentence. So again here dare is used as modal auxiliary and talk is the main verb. Next sentence, she dare not do scuba diving. This is a negative sentence. Here also dare is used as modal auxiliary and do is the main verb. Dare she not do scuba diving? Here it is an interrogative sentence. Dare is used as modal auxiliary and do is the main verb. Now when dare is used as an ordinary verb, it takes s, es or ed forms according to subjects. So let's see, let's learn the sentences. She dares to do scuba diving. This is a positive sentence, and you can see that here dares dares works as main verb. So you have to add s as the subject is in third person, and you have to use immediately infinitive, and that is to do. Then she does not dare to do scuba diving. This is a negative sentence. So dare is the main verb and to do is the infinitive which is used here. Now, does she not dare to do scuba diving? This is an interrogative sentence. So dare is used as main verb and do is the to do is an infinitive. Does she dare to do scuba diving? This is also an interrogative sentence. And dare acts as main verb here. So after main verb, to do infinitive is used. So this is all about modal auxiliaries which we have learnt in today's video. Hope you have understood the topic better. We'll meet in next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.